Thailand's again been experiencing anti-government protests, but nothing on the scale of the demonstrations last year that left scores dead. Euronews spoke to Thailand's Prime Minister about the latest unrest as he attended the World Economic Forum in Switzerland.
Prime Minister, thank you very much for joining us. There have been renewed demonstrations from your red shirt opponents and yellow shirt supporters. Is Thailand once again on the brink of turmoil?
No, I don't think so. I think there's been greater stability. Obviously, we've just lifted the state of emergency. So these groups can exercise their rights more openly. In fact, we've had some demonstrations throughout the rest of last year, even after the April-May events. This year, I have already said that there will be elections. So I think they should all be focused now on moving the country forward after the elections.
When are those elections going to take place?
Well, I set three conditions all along. The first is the economy. I think we're confident now that the recovery is well underway. We enjoyed 8% growth last year. That momentum carries on. We're about to complete the constitutional amendments on the electoral system. So I can say that now Parliament has decided on the rules of the game. So that's expected to be completed next month. And if I think there continues to be stability, I think it will be a good time to go to elections.
Are you prepared to call in the army again if those protests escalate?
Well, we hope it won't happen. And I think because we have said that if everybody is really going to move the country forward, I'm willing to hold the elections early. Let's go to elections.
You didn't answer my question. Would you call in the army again?
My job is to preserve order, to make sure that there is rule of law. We have to enforce the law when we can, but we've always shown the utmost restraint and tolerance. And again, I think we want to use reasons to bring all parties to recognize that we're heading towards elections and things should be resolved through the ballot box.
When you took the premiership of Thailand, did you expect so much bloodshed?
No, obviously not. And it wouldn't have happened had there been no armed elements with the protesters. I think we've proved back in 2009 that there could be demonstrations and we would be able to handle in a peaceful manner. But it was unfortunate that there were armed elements that infiltrated into the movement and they were causing problems and violence, and we had to keep order.
Human Rights Watch has taken issue with you. Do you think you're really addressing their concerns?
Yes, I do, and I think it's unfortunate that some of those reports are still based on maybe one-sided accounts given by people. We're very open. I've met with a number of these groups, and we've addressed their concerns. We always do. For instance, there are some red shirt leaders still detained. We have worked towards bail, and we've been able to to have the courts give bail to a number of people, but it's at the discretion of the courts. But we're willing to work with them on rights issues, and we always have.
If that's the case, why are there still demonstrations taking place on the streets?
Well, you cannot satisfy everybody, and there might be a fundamental difference between what they believe and what you believe, but the key is to respect each other and to operate within the law. I mean, I've always said that they have the right to demonstrate, but they have to do so peacefully and without arms.
Let's talk about the economy. We're in Davos after all. Are you worried about China? Is China going to infringe on your economic progress?
On the contrary, I think China has provided a very significant engine of growth for us. There are trade opportunities, there's a bigger market, and she's also actively participating in key investments in infrastructure as we move ahead, not just in Thailand, but also in the Mekong sub-region. So I know that we have to compete also for investment with China, but I think we have a niche market in a number of industries. And on balance, I think China has been a positive contribution to our recovery.
At the World Economic Forum here in Davos, do you get the feeling that world leaders are watching you closely and judging you?
Well, I think they recognize the strength and resilience of Thailand, particularly what we've been through. And we managed to register an impressive rate of growth, and we've come through the crisis without a big impact on employment or on our debt-GDP ratio. So I think a number of leaders would like to take up opportunities in engaging with us even more. Some of them, of course, recognize that we've been through very difficult political times, but I think they recognize that the principles that this current government has been operating under is something that is in line with their belief in democracy.
Prime Minister, thank you very much.
Still keep me up quite a lot at night.
All right.